Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Black Clover video. Now, this is a negative video, and this is weird because I usually have nothing but good stuff to say about Black Clover, especially the manga, but, well, the Fuegoleon's Return episode has just come out, and while the episode as a whole, it was good, it wasn't great, not as great as it was in the manga. The animation, the art, it wasn't as good as it needed to be for such an important moment, but also, we finally got to see, because it doesn't show this explicitly in the manga, we finally got to see how Patry took down Fuegoleon. How did he take down one of the strongest captains? How did he cut off his arm and steal the magic stone? How did he do this? And before I kind of just say, I mean, probably a lot of you guys have already watched the episode, but I'm going to build up everything for you. All of the context clues that the manga had put down, all of the build-up for how strong Fuegoleon was, and how this was just blatantly ruined in the anime. The scene where it shows how Fuegoleon was taken down was absolute trash. It was so bad that I started laughing. I was in a state of disbelief for a bit, I was shocked, and then I started laughing because it was pure cringe. It was absolutely god-awful. And I do want to say, guys, is that this was created by a third-party studio. So this wasn't even created by Studio Period. They had basically third-party sourced this to a different studio. So, is this canon or not? I don't know. It depends on what you want to take as canon or not. But anyways, let's build this up. So, from the very get-go, we get to see that Fuegoleon is a very strong person. He's a captain, he's a royal, a captain of one of the best squads, the Crimson Lion Kings. He is built up to have a really great character. He has goals to become the Wizard King and the King. And even Yami, defers to Fuegoleon at times. So, basically, we get this built up. And he absolutely fodderizes the Eye of the Midnight Sun and Roddy's. And then he goes into this spatial portal, knows that it's a trap, but gets trapped anyways. So, basically, this always makes us to wonder, how did Patry take down Fuegoleon? Was he stronger than him? But no, because when Yami's fighting Patry, he notices how strong Patry is. He can use mana sensing and ki and his own experience against Patry and what he's seen of Fuegoleon. He's like, there is no way that you would take down Fuegoleon with this stuff. What did you do? And Patry admits that he trapped him. Now, what's important to know here is we get two bits of information from this. We get information that not only is Fuegoleon stronger than Patry, but he's stronger than Yami. And also, we get an image of how Patry trapped Fuegoleon. Well, first off, we know that he was taken into a weird place through spatial magic, but we see 3 weird magic rings floating. Now, what's important to note is very soon after this, we get introduced to the third eye. 3 members, 3 super powerful characters. And then, when we get to see them more of them, like with Fauna and Veto later on, especially Veto very soon after. I believe we see this maybe 10 to 15 or so chapters after being introduced to Veto when he fights against Yami. Basically, they use these forbidden rings of magic. And so it just makes sense that Fuegoleon is stronger than Patry. Yami thinks there's no way he could have been able to take him down. But oh, there's 3 forbidden magic rings in this area where Patry is. And also, there is the third eye who can use these forbidden magic rings. So it the manga through context clues built up that how Fuegoleon was taken down was that it was the third eye and Patry. They needed to gang up in a 4v1 scenario to take down the Crimson Lion King. And basically, let's go to even more information of how Fuegoleon was built up to be a beast in base form before he even gets the salamander. Basically, when Nozel is fighting Fauna, he believes that Fuegoleon's flames were actually far stronger than Fauna plus the baby fire spirit. Fauna, who is stated to be on a whole other league of power to Patry, and Nozel's having a pitched battle with Fauna. Now, it's up to a debate, I guess. Who do you think is faster, Patry or Fauna? I believe it is Fauna. It is basically, you have the evidence of, in her base suppressed form, she was in a whole other league of power compared to Patry. And then you also have the fact that basically Asta still struggled to sense the third eye with ki, despite being able to sense Patry and even faster characters later on. And so basically, Nozel is fighting somebody who's stronger, more powerful than Patry, and he's holding his own. He admits that Fuegoleon is actually even stronger and more powerful than Fauna, and therefore should be at least equal in speed to Nozel, and then greater in power. So Fuegoleon is put above somebody who is stated to be in a whole other league of power compared to Patry. And then we get even later on in the manga, so this will be a bit of some manga spoilers for you guys, so be warned, it's a little bit, but when we get Mereoleona versus Elf Vecto and Fuegoleon versus Elf Kaiser, the entire chapter was comparing Fuegoleon and Mereoleona, not only in like their ideals, power as well, and their power, basically, they both admitted that they were both stronger, that their sibling was stronger than them. So Mereoleona admits that Fuegoleon is stronger than her, Fuegoleon admits that Mereoleona is stronger than him. And basically, we get Fuegoleon dismissing the power of the fire spirit as a decoy to go into Elf Kaiser's vortex magic, and then he punches him. And this is base Fuegoleon because he uses the spirit as a decoy. So base Fuegoleon is one-shotting an elf. And also in the previous lore as well, we get Mereoleona and Fuegoleon. Mereoleona is actually a bit older than Fuegoleon, but as kids, when they basically first got the grimoire, or when they were about to get their grimoire at the same time, they fight each other, and it's pretty much a tie. So we have these context clues, and the scaling and the lore, that at least puts, you know, Fuegoleon should be close to Mereoleon in power in his base form, and if not, with Salamander, he is stronger. So let's look at what actually happens. Now, first I'm going to go over one more time. Yami thought that Fuegoleon would have fodderized Patry. You have the 3 rings in the trap room. You have the information that Patry should not be strong enough to take down Fuegoleon. Nozel thought that Fuegoleon was stronger than Fauna. Fauna, who is stated to be on a whole other league of power to Patry. Nozel and Fuegoleon are rivals, so they should know their power. And you have Fuegoleon and Mereoleona comparing their powers at young ages and even to now. And you can even make the argument that the lore of that, the context of what was happening, was comparing base Fuegoleon to Mereoleona. Now, when you have all of that, you have the context clues building up that this should have been the third eye and Patry taking down Fuegoleon. Let's look at what actually happens in the anime. Okay guys, if you haven't seen this yet, I'm sure you guys are just utterly cringing. Fuegoleon is, like, this isn't even that much of a trap. It isn't really. William just turns into Patry, or Licht, uses his light magic spell, goes around Fuegoleon. Fuegoleon turns around and gets his arm cut off. That's not really much of a trap. Yeah, sure, Fuegoleon, I guess, was shocked and surprised to see that William was wearing an Eye of the Midnight Sun outfit, and that William turned to something completely different, and might not be expecting William to attack, but still. This is somebody who he's supposed to be way stronger than, and even if he is taken off guard, he was utterly taken off guard in a way where he should not have. So, this, in my opinion, was bad. Now, guys, remember, Mereoleona fought Raya. Raya, who in his base suppressed form was in a whole other league of power to Patry, and this was a full power base form Raya, plus the additional power of the third eye, and Mereoleona is casually, like, destroying Raya. And yeah, sure, Mereoleona's not caught off guard, but it doesn't matter, because this is still somebody way stronger than Patry. But then, and then you go into when Raya and the other people are turned into elves, and Mereoleona is soloing 5 elves at once, 2 people who are captain level before the elven form, and then 3 royal knights, and then all of them are amped with the wing magic to be faster. And then you have Mereoleona's reaction times getting slowed down by Fragile, the elf of Fragile's snow magic, so her reactions are lower, and yet she is still fighting 5 elves at once. You can argue that at least 2 of these elves are leagues and leagues and leagues and leagues ahead of Patry in speed, power, and everything. And then you have 3 elves who might rival them because they were royal knights before and now have elven levels of power. So this just basically shows that the anime, it didn't really get it right. Like I said, the manga builds up this through context clues and lore that it took the third eye and Patry to take down Fuegoleon. Like I said, it shows 3 magic rings. It says that Patry is not strong enough to take down Fuegoleon. we get the third eye, who use, you know, these magic rings, and there's 3 of them. So it just so happens that there's 3 magic rings, there's 3 members of the third eye. Patry is not strong enough to take down Fuegoleon. Basically, if you'd asked me before today, you know, I would probably have bet money that it took the third eye and Patry to take down Fuegoleon. But no, the anime, or the third-party studio that animated this, decided to do this. Now, like I said, we don't know if it's canon or not. It's hard to tell because this was, if it's Period, it gives more credence to it, but this is a third-party studio. It takes away some of the canonicity, but it depends on, I don't know. I mean, of course, the manga is the main source material, but it really depends on what happens after that. Because, you know, it's weird comparing different manga and anime, like Dragon Ball Z, how Hell is completely different in Dragon Ball Z from the anime to the manga, even though Akira Toriyama states that the anime and the manga are one and the same. He has said that in a statement before. So we'll have to get, like, basically more information to determine if this is canon, but honestly, this is trash. If this is canon, this is trash. It makes no sense based on the lore, the scaling, and the feats based on what has happened prior to this. Patry should not have been able to take on Fuegoleon off guard so easily. And Fuegoleon, like, it's just trash. And remember, this is Patry before he's powered up against Julius, because the Patry who fights Julius is way stronger than the Patry who fought Yami. So this Patry is way weaker than that Julius, than the one that fought Julius. And Fuegoleon is built up to be somebody who wants to be the Wizard King, and people believe he can. So he should have been a very, very powerful captain, and yet he gets completely shit-stomped by Patry. Patry does one move to move around Fuegoleon, uses a sword, and cuts off Fuegoleon's arm. Yeah, like I said, the manga builds up a much better reason for why or how Fuegoleon was taken down. But the anime comes and completely shits on it. Now, I was looking forward to this anime scene because when Fuegoleon's return, when that happened, I assumed that they might go into the depth of what happened like 6 months ago when his arm was cut off and he went into a coma. I was like, yeah, they might go into that, and maybe that will confirm, you know, my theory and all the context clues that were built up. Because like I said, like, they built up all these context clues. So why have 3 magic rings? You have the third eye. You say Patry's not strong enough to take down Fuegoleon. You say it's a trap. Well, leading Fuegoleon into a trap, that would be perfect to have the third eye there. They didn't know about the third eye yet. They didn't know that there would be 3 people that would be, like, beyond captain level at that time. So yeah, like I said, I could talk all day about how shitty this is, but in my opinion, it's absolute shit. Now, overall, the episode was good. Not great like it was. Like, honestly, this should have been at least a great episode, because this was an amazing moment in the manga, but it doesn't even, it's like 2 tiers below. Like, it's good, great, then amazing. This is good. So it wasn't even great. It should have been great. And honestly, like I said, like, this is one of the worst anime moments I've ever seen in Black Clover, is how Fuegoleon was taken down by Patry. And you can say, oh, he was taken off guard, and oh, yeah, even though he was taken off guard, he still was able to react to Patry's movement spell. I don't care. This level of Patry is absolute fodder. Even the Patry that fights Julius is pretty fodder compared to what we have now in terms of power and Black Clover. Because Elf Patry wasn't even that strong. It took Patry to go Dark Elf to even be that great. But anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Do you like what they did with Fuegoleon? How he was defeated by Patry? I don't. I think it was absolutely atrocious. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. There's also turn on notifications and join my Discord link down below. Plus,